Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Jason Dedeker teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. Jason Dedeker, it is a good day. I don't know about y'all, but it is a really good day. How are y'all doing today?
It's D-Day, and by D-Day I mean D-Day. Deuteronomy Day, and I also mean D-Day, which is maybe the day that Moses dies?
Oh, snap, you're right.
For sure. We're going to get him out of here. Oh, yeah.
Emily has been rooting for this moment now for what feels like years. I realize it's not been that long, but...
I know, it's terrible. It's not that I don't like Moses as a person. It's just that, there's been a lot of build up to this moment, and I'm like, can somebody just give it to me? Like, how long do we actually need to wait for this? Seriously. So, it's happening. It's all happening.
Okay.
It feels a little bittersweet to me. I always had a little bit of an attachment to Moses since I was a child. He never wanted this. He was just shy and timid and wanted to live a quiet life.
I think he liked it eventually, though. I think he liked all the notoriety and the excitement and the fun times. I think he did.
Yeah, it seems like he's blossomed into his role for sure. Because now he's got a captive audience where he's on his deathbed, but just talking about all these really ridiculous situations with and if you stumble across a nest, by the way, make sure you do this.
I forgot about this. Well, it's funny because he used to stutter and not be able to talk at all.
He's come a long way. Huh?
Yeah, he really has. We got to give some props. Cheers to Mozo.
Cheers to Mozo. Cheers to Mozo.
Mozo the clown.
Mozo, jeez, come on now. Today is also a special day because I have just all for myself another beer from our friend Kurt. Because
you're the only one in America right now.
I know, because I'm the only one who's in the United States right now.
You're like those kind of selfish people where it's times have gotten really rough and you have to eat your own children, but
I'm not going to share it with you.
You won't even share it. Yeah, that's
no.
exactly what this is like right now.
Yes, but in this case, I've brewed my babies into beer, or rather, someone else has brewed them into beer for me, and I'm not sharing it with anyone. So just real quick about this. The one I'm drinking is called the Hansa Teutonica, which is a Baltic porter. The Han Solo, they'll call it Han Solo beer. It's a Baltic porter, and it's named after the Latin name for the Hanseatic League, which is a fascinating group of traders who basically ran all of the trade in the Baltic Sea for several centuries. They even had their own legal system and armies, even though they weren't a country. Which is pretty fascinating. Wow. Anyway, Kurt...
How does Kurt know all this stuff? Seriously.
Because he's a nerd. Come on. He listens to this show.
All right, fine. Touché.
He's a guy who brews beer.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I don't say that to be disparaging whatsoever, Kurt. We love you. We totally love you.
It's amazing.
It does not surprise me that a man who is inspired to brew his own biblically themed beer also happens to know about the Hanseatic League.
Yeah. So he, I guess, was inspired when he was in northern Germany and went to a museum learning all about this. And then once he finally made a Baltic porter, was like, I obviously got to name it after the Hanseatic League. Also, it was really fun getting to meet Kurt in person. I met him at karaoke here in Seattle last week.
So jealous.
I know. It was super fun. But he, immediately was telling me about, he's like, oh man, I was listening to your most recent episode the other day in the car, and my daughter kept having to ask me to pause it and now hold on, let me get this straight, and asking clarifying questions. I was like, that's so awesome. Super fun.
That's what the spirit of the show is all about, you know?
Drunk Bible Study. We don't want to give you a smooth listening experience at all.
No.
Pause that stuff, pause it, and
listener,
talk about it.
Be damned. That's our secret motto on Drunk Bible Study.
Right.
Speaking of listener be damned, what did we talk about last time?
Oh boy. Yeah, was it a nest? Was there a nest?
No, that was a long time ago.
Okay. Wait. Let me look. I think
there was a song. Do you remember a song?
Wait, is this in here? Why circumcision is what you wrote about the bonus. Oh yeah, and there's a song. There was teasing about a song, but the song hasn't happened yet.
Right. The song is what we're doing
about to
today.
It's about to
this is the song. We're about to read the song.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to read the song. That's a long-ass song that I have to read.
Well, you have fun with that.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that changes my whole perspective and approach here.
Well, all right.
Now you're regretting...
You read the rap last time, so
that
was
true.
A while ago.
That's true. Okay, so Jace, so what are we reading today?
So we're reading the very last 3 chapters of Deuteronomy, which is 32 to 34. And this one does start right off with the song, the much hyped song. Because remember, last time was Yahweh came to Moses.
Get hype, okay? Get hype.
Get hype. So that Yahweh came to Moses and was like, yo, dude, I got this song. You got to write this shit down for me. And also like write the rest of the song for me. But dude, this is going to be a banger. It's going to be in everyone's ears. They're going to be so into this song. This is going to be the summer jam of 400 BC or whatever year this is.
Oh God! So, wait, Dedeker, what are you drinking?
Oh, I mean, I'm just having a Bloody Mary because it's a Sunday morning where I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's a Sunday morning where I am. I just wanted to say that I'm having Elvis juice. I wanted to say this before. Yeah, and I talked about this last year when I was here. It's really good. It's a grapefruit infused IPA. But like, Jace, your beer is named so like beautifully and amazingly, and mine is called Elvis juice. Like, what the hell? Yeah, sorry. That was all I wanted to say about that.
Well, that's appropriate. Yeah. That's appropriate for talking about hit jams and songs.
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
So
Look at you.
Wow. Spirit of
for all we
Elvis.
know, Moses has a little like cheeky pelvic action going on while he's singing this song.
Yeah. How old did he say he was last time? Like 125 or something? 170?
Yeah,
was it?
Like that.
Yeah.
Was
like that.
A large number.
Yeah.
It was a large number.
And as we get started with Moses' sick jams, we want to remind everybody to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time.
Okay, sick jams, Deuteronomy 32. Give ear, you heavens, and I will speak. Let the earth hear the words of my mouth. Good opener. Love it.
Ear.
Very dramatic. Totally into it.
Okay. Moses' last stand.
My doctrine shall drop as the rain.
This is already so good.
Damn.
This is so badass.
As rain.
My speech shall condense as the dew, as the small rain on the tender grass, as the showers on the herb. Okay, got a little bit caught up on this whole, like, how many different ways can I describe water falling on some leaves?
Yeah, for sure.
For I will proclaim the name of Yahweh, ascribe greatness to our God. The Rock? His work is perfect.
I could not agree more. I've been saying this.
I love The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson all the way, man.
His smile is perfect.
Oh, it really is.
His muscles are perfect.
There's a lot of perfect things about that boy.
Oh, can we cast The Rock as Yahweh in the Drunk Bible Study movie version?
Yes, 100%.
It's perfect.
Absolutely.
Because I could see him also doing the petty stuff and like hanging out with a towel around his waist, like he's in the shower.
Because he's so good in those comedies and stuff too, you know, where he's just goofing and.
Oh my God, I love it. This is perfect. Perfect casting.
No, just okay.
I can
picture it right now. You know, he like leans out of the tent of meeting in his bathrobe or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Moses, one more thing," and then he flashes that beautiful smile, and we're all just like, "Oh, Yahweh,
like,
Yahweh, how can we be mad at you?
We love you, Yahweh."
Okay, The Rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are justice. A God of faithfulness, and without iniquity, just and right is he. They have dealt corruptly with him. They are not his children. It is their blemish. They are a perverse and crooked generation.
I think he means millennials.
Who is he talking about?
He's talking about millennials, I think.
Yeah, it's millennials.
Okay,
for sure.
boomer. Okay.
Or 400 centurials, or whatever they called them back then. Yeah.
Do you thus requite Yahweh, foolish people and unwise? Isn't he your father who has bought you? He has made you and established you.
got a little confused there.
Yeah.
Your father who has bought you like fathers bought do.
All these kids.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's buy this kid and that kid. Okay.
Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father and he will show you. Your elders and they will tell you. When the Most High gave to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the children of men, he set the bounds of the peoples according to the number of the children of Israel. Okay, all I got from that was an image of Clive Owen.
I know. Yeah. I was trying hard to come up with a good Children of Men joke, and nothing quite came to mind fast enough.
It's not a funny film.
No.
Alfonso Cuarón.
But
it's a beautiful film. Beautiful.
No, but Clive Owen, he's good. Who can we shoehorn him into? What role in the Bible?
Any one of them.
He would have been a good Aaron.
I was just thinking that. You read my mind. Yeah. For some reason, I could see it.
That would be a cool, different take on Aaron. I like that. Who's Moses, then? If Clive Owen is Aaron.
Clive Owen.
If Cloven Hooves is Aaron.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I've always pictured Moses
I feel like Joaquin Phoenix could play Moses.
He would play all the parts perfectly.
He could play every part, whatever, and whatever.
No, I was thinking what? Okay, let me pitch you on this. What about Benedict Cumberbatch as Moses?
I could see that. I could see the big old beard.
Well, yeah, 100%. Right? Like, because he can play that real awkward, but he can also play very confident, and you could kind of see his arc over the movie.
I just always see him in Sherlock, and he's nothing but confidence. Nothing.
All right, fine. But what about in Theory of Everything? No, not Theory of Everything. What's the other one that came out that year?
That was Eddie Redmayne.
No, the other one that came out that same year, The Imitation Game. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes, yeah.
Fine.
Okay, just for future reference, I'm writing this down.
Okay, good. Casting for our movie.
Okay, so far we've got Yahweh being played by The Rock, Moses being played by Benedict Cumberbatch, Aaron being played by Clive Owen,
and the Avenger.
We're just gonna set this. We're just gonna set this in a world where I guess whitewashing isn't a thing that exists.
Well, okay,
boy.
Sure, that's true. I mean, yeah, okay, fine, that's true. That's true.
Well, The Rock is.
This is a movie that we're not putting out for actual real world dollars, so we can do it in our minds, right?
I mean, not yet.
Not yet.
Dedeker.
Who else did we cast? The Rock, Benedict Cumberbatch, Clive Owen. Who else did we cast? Is that it?
The Avenger of Justice.
Right, Jeremy Renner is the Avenger of Blood.
The Avenger of Blood. That's what it was.
The Avenger of Blood is that classic biblical role that everyone knows and loves. Jeremy Renner.
Classic.
Okay.
I can see it now. The poster for Drunk Bible Study, the movie, right? And it's like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Yahweh, and Benedict Cumberbatch as Moses, and then Jeremy Renner as the Avenger of Blood, and people are like, "Who? What?
What?"
Hey, that would inspire some people to read the Bible. I bet you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, we did. Oh, we also had Seth Rogen was going to reprise his role as the Hornet.
Right, the Hornet.
Yeah, the Green Hornet.
Okay, Seth Rogen.
Okay. Hornet of a non-determined color.
Yes, okay. Right. Okay, well, I'm just going to save that. We can keep that as a running tally. Maybe we can rope in some of our people in our Drunk Bible Study fans and fellowship group to help us with some of that casting.
Yeah, and we could recast a little bit too, kind of diversify the cast. I'm not opposed to that.
Oh, yeah. This is just kind of like, this is like the pitching read.
Yeah.
What is it? When we're just spitballing with the producers, we're the high-powered Hollywood producers sitting in the room, just being like, who could we get? Who might be good? Let's just kind of put some headshots on a corkboard.
Now bear with me here. We were thinking Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the part of Yahweh. Like, wouldn't everybody love that?
Yeah, it'll put butts in seats.
Exactly.
Call up his agent right now. Let's do it. Let's do lunch. Let's-a-do lunch.
Who doesn't want to play God at some point in their career? I have no idea.
Okay.
High...
Yes, the song. We're still singing a song. Okay, really got thrown off by that Clive Owen thing. Verse 9. For Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, in the waste, howling wilderness. Whew, gosh. Such words.
Yeah.
He compassed him about. He cared for him. He kept him as the apple of his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, true.
As an eagle that stirs up her nest, that flutters over her young. He spread abroad his wings. He took them. He bore them on his pinions. Now I'm just imagining an eagle with a rock's face, just kind of fluttering, fluttering above this nest.
Oh, is this God? Is this God? Okay. Oh, okay.
What did? Hang on. And what did you think this was?
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Well, but
I didn't think of it as God, but I was like, oh, this is a metaphor for someone, but it's a metaphor for God. That makes sense.
Right. But it's a simile, right? So it's just as an eagle that stirs up her nest. He spreads abroad his wings. So Dwayne The Rock Johnson has wings. That I'm down with. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Of course he does.
We've put his face on a scorpion. Why not an eagle?
Why not? Why not? It's true.
Good Lord.
Yahweh alone did lead him. There was no foreign god with him.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
He made him ride on the high places of the earth. He ate the increase of the field. He made him to suck honey out of the rock.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Whoa, that's like he sucked honey out of himself? I don't know.
This is a not capitalized rock. A normal ass rock.
The small rock. He
sucked honey out of it. He made he didn't. He made him to suck honey out of it. There was no choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
He made him to suck honey out of the rock, oil out of the flinty rock, butter of the herd.
I really hope those were two different words in the original and not just the rock and the flinty rock.
Like rock in which you can make flint out of?
I want to get to the end of the sentence, and then I want to see what the message has to say about all of this.
Everything so far? I'll cue it up. I'll cue it up.
Yeah,
for
from verse 13 to verses 13 and 14.
Okay.
I'm going to finish.
Yeah.
Okay. Butter of the herd and milk of the flock with fat of lambs, rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the finest of the wheat. Of the blood of the grape, you drank wine. Okay, want to hear
it. Of the blood of the grape, you drank wine. What? Yeah. That's also like, ew, the grape is bleeding grape juice and you're drinking it?
It wouldn't be the weirdest imagery we've had
It wouldn't be the first time we got some kind of vampiric imagery.
Oh, yeah.
No, definitely not. At least it's wine this time.
All right, verse 13. God lifted him on the hilltops so he could feast on the crops in the fields. He fed him honey from the rock, oil from granite crags.
Ooh.
What?
Curds of cattle. That's not herds, but curds, like curds and whey.
Like curds and whey, yeah.
Curds of cattle and the milk of sheep. The choice cuts of lambs and goats. Fine Bashan rams. High quality wheat. And the blood of grapes. You drank. Check this out. And the blood of grapes, you drank good wine, !
You drank good wine. You did, didn't you? You did.
Actually,
no questions asked.
Maybe this is absurd, but I kind of want to say for once, I actually kind of like the World English Bible's translation better. I feel like it's a little more poetic in a way.
Yeah,
I could get that. I mean, oil out of the flinty rock is not the most poetic line I've ever heard in my life, but, you know.
With that one exception,
Verse 15, but Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. I have no idea who that is. Jeshurun?
I have no idea either.
Do you still have the message open?
I do. It just says Jeshurun. Jeshurun put on weight and bucked.
Oh, boy. I see.
And bucked?
Like a bucking bronco,
Like a fat donkey?
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
I see. Just in Googling it, it's a poetic name for Israel used in the Hebrew Bible.
Oh.
Also, like, Yeshurun. I don't know how to speak Hebrew. Okay, I'm just going to call it Jeshurun.
It starts with an I. Yeah.
But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You have grown fat. You are grown thick. You are become sleek.
Boy.
You are become sleek, which I would think would be the opposite of thick and fat, and that's a little bit confusing.
I think that he's becoming like a slick, like a big boy. What are they? The little the sea creature. I know. I have it in my mind. What are they?
Emily's like sticking her arms out to the side.
Otters?
A manatee?
No, like like an otter, but like the fatter otters. Or the sea
like
lions?
A seal?
Sea lions. Yeah, like a seal. Like, you know, you see some of those like thick boys. Like that's what I think of when they say
like an elephant seal.
But they're
he's
sleek.
Thick and sleek.
But they're sleek and thick. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like slippery.
Yeah.
So you've become like a fat otter. Then he forsook God who made him, lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They moved him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed to demons, which were no gods, to gods that they didn't know, to new gods that came up of late, which your fathers didn't dread.
I don't remember this happening.
Did either of you watch American Gods or read the book or anything like that?
No. I know that it's Neil Gaiman, but I didn't. But I heard it was good, kind of.
Anyway, this reminds me a little bit of the premise, right? Where there's like the old gods that are like the Norse gods and the Egyptian gods and Yahweh and like those gods. And then there's the new gods, which are things like TV and the internet and like other things that people kind of quote worship now with their time and their energy. And there's sort of this battle between the old gods and the new gods. And for some reason that just made me think of this, where he's like, and these new gods that came up of late, these like newfangled gods that kids are coming up with, like Instagram and
all the kids
TikTok.
are into them these days. TikTok, exactly.
Yeah, TikTok, the freaking god of TikTok. Your fathers certainly didn't dread it. They didn't even know what it was. They still don't even know how to use it.
I mean, do millennials know what it is? I don't know what it is.
I think barely. Younger millennials.
Yeah.
Younger millennials.
You got to be hip.
Are there millennials younger than we are?
I mean,
there's a whole range.
What's the youngest?
I think the youngest millennial was born in 92. I think is technically the cutoff.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense because some of my colleagues who I'm singing with are the really young millennials that were born in like 91, 92, and they know what TikTok
no.
is,
okay, here. It's millennials or anyone born between 1981 and 1996. So so post-millennials or Gen Zers or anyone born after 97.
Can we just call them Gens?
Some gens.
Gens.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, I know what TikTok is. I have a TikTok account. I'm cool. I'm young.
And the irony is that you're like one of the oldest millennials, Jace.
I am. I'm at 82. I'm right on that like upper end of.
You're on the cusp.
Yeah, but I'm just super hip and cool. So
what do you use TikTok for?
Seriously, what is it? I don't know what it is.
Posted a picture or a video of me and my friend's baby watching Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my god, it's like the least Gen Z usage of TikTok ever around.
I'm probably not the best example of how to properly use TikTok. But I was thinking about
TikTok was just about you lip sync songs that you like and maybe dance, and that's about it.
It's grown. It's a whole art form.
Is it like a Vine? Is it like Vine, but Vine went out of vogue and now TikTok has replaced it?
Yeah, it's like the cooler, better Vine. I would say that's pretty accurate. And what's funny is a lot of the people who were popular on Vine are now on TikTok. Of
course they are.
But it's a similar thing where you upload short videos that you can kind of edit all in the app. And the thing that they do that other apps didn't do is that they have licensed music so that you can put music, like pop music,
like actually popular songs
on your videos and not get like copyright flags and things like that because they've got it licensed. So that's why it's a lot of lip syncing and dancing, but it doesn't have to be. Often there's just music kind of accompanying whatever other thing you're doing with your video.
Yep.
Anyway, on this episode of Drunk TikTok Study.
I don't think I'm ever going to go on there. I need to not do that.
Because you'd be too into it?
No, I think, you know what? Instagram is bad enough. I have 4 accounts. Like
you are kind of
all
crazy
of these
on
podcasts and my own accounts. Yeah, no thank you. I don't need to add another. All right,
well, back to this song. Verse 18, of the rock that became your father, you are unmindful, have forgotten God who gave you birth. Yahweh saw it and abhorred them because of the provocation of his sons and his daughters. He said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very perverse generation, children in whom is no faithful Jesus.
So
what's happening?
Faithfulness. Sorry, I'm drinking a very spicy Bloody Mary, and it's it kind of bites back, as it were.
I love it.
I bloody bit back.
I love drinks that bite back. So basically, this dope rhyme this dope song that Moses is singing is really just like a boomer ranting about millennials.
No, exactly. Yeah. Okay, boomer. Okay.
It's like what like he's become Willie Nelson, who was like really hip and edgy in his youth and is now just
complaining about millennials.
Right.
Wait, does Willie Nelson complain about millennials?
I assume so. I assume everyone old does. I don't know.
Okay.
We should probably look into this before we...
We are less than halfway through this song, so I'm going to keep us trucking along.
Keep going.
Okay. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. I will move them to jealousy with those who are not a people. Oof.
What? Who are not a people?
People. So, like, I'm going to go over to this orchard over here and treat all these fruit trees like they're my chosen people and see how jealous you get now. I'm going to post that to your TikTok. And
these aren't even a people.
Okay.
I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in my anger, burns to the lowest Sheol, devours the earth with its increase, sets on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap evils on them. Oh, he's gotten worked up again. This is the song. This is the song that everyone's going to sing. Everyone's going to sing about their own freaking destruction.
I will heap evils on them.
I will heap evils on them. I will spend my arrows on them. They shall be wasted with hunger and devoured with burning heat, bitter destruction. The teeth of animals will I send on them, with the poison of crawling things of the dust.
Ew.
Outside shall the sword bereave, in the chambers terror. It shall destroy both young man and virgin, the suckling with the man of gray hairs.
What the hell does that mean?
It's got kind of Lovecraftian really quick here.
Yeah, I think it means everybody. It's one of those
everybody.
young peoples, young men and women, which they translate here as both young man and virgin, and then the suckling, which is a bibby,
like
and the man of gray hairs. So I think kind of like old people, young people, men and women.
Cool.
They're all gonna what? Destroy?
BD.
Destroy.
Yeah.
Destroy. Got it.
I said, I would scatter them afar. I would make the memory of them to cease from among men. Were it not that I feared the provocation of the enemy, lest their adversaries should judge amiss, lest they should say, our hand is exalted, Yahweh has not done all this. So is that Yahweh's afraid that if he totally wipes out the Israelites, someone else is going to get the credit?
Exactly. That's
interesting.
100% what
he's
just
like, no. I did that.
He's like, I would. No, no. He's saying, I would do that. I totally would destroy you. Except, then I'm going to do that. And then the Amorites are going to be like, hey, look at what we did. And then, no one's going to, know that it was me who did it. And I just really don't want to be in that situation.
It's kind of like that. Like, I'm going to do it, but because I want to and not because you told me to. It's kind of that.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
For they are a nation void of counsel. There is no understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end.
Does that mean their
How
butt?
should one... sure.
Their latter end.
How should one chase 1,000, two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them, Yahweh had delivered them up. For their rock is not as our rock.
Okay.
Even our enemies themselves being judges.
No, seriously, I can't imagine The Rock saying this and how ironic it would be if The Rock were saying all this.
Well, this would be Benedict Cumberbatch in our castings. This is Moses singing the song, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wrote the song.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what we could do is one of those sort of music video crossfades, where half the screen is big Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson saying it while
perfect.
The other half of the screen is Moses. Yeah.
I love it.
I was just going to point out the capitalization, how sometimes rock is capitalized and sometimes it's not. And so here it's for their rock, lowercase, is not as our rock.
Our rock, uppercase.
Uppercase. We're talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson when we uppercase it, and we're just talking about normal ass rocks when we talk about rocks with lowercase.
Any old rock.
Okay, verse 32. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of serpents, the cruel venom of asps.
Wow.
I'm sorry. This is all too good. This is so good, this song.
It is good. It's really good.
I love the idea of sitting down and you're like, okay, so I wrote this book about this family traveling west in their wagon. I was thinking about calling it The Grapes of Gall. It's from the Bible. People are like, Gall? What is that even? I don't know.
Oh, is this the verse that The Grapes of Wrath is based on?
I have no idea.
Oh, is The Grapes of Wrath
or the title's taken from?
It just
reminded
me
of that. Wait, is it a biblical thing?
Yeah, Grapes of Wrath are biblical.
Wait,
thing,
look it up in the message or some other
some other thing. Yeah, let's see. Are these the grapes of said wrath? Their grapes
Although
are
I don't know, some people
grapes.
claim that it's actually referenced in Revelation.
Oh. Interesting.
Of course. Damn it, I'm so excited for Revelation. It's not going to happen for years.
Seriously. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay. So, yes, grapes of wrath, grapes of gall, wine and poison of serpents. Great. Isn't this laid up in store with me, sealed up among my treasures? Vengeance is mine. And recompense at the time when their foot shall slide. For the day of their calamity is at hand. The things that are to come on them shall make haste. For Yahweh will judge his people, repent himself for his servants. When he sees that their power is gone, there is none remaining, shut up or left at large. He will say...
Shut up!
Okay, so when they've all shut up, he will say, where are their gods? The rock, lowercase rock, the rock in which they took refuge, which ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offering. Let them rise up and help you. Let them be your protection. See now that I, even I, am he. There is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. There is none who can deliver out of my hand. I am the one who knocks.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, yeah, all right. Thank you for bringing that back around. Now I understand what's happening.
Yes, this is what's going on. Okay. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, as I live forever. I'm sorry. I just got to take a pause because I'm going to put down Bryan Cranston. We don't know where he's going to fit in yet.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know where he's going to fit in yet. But
maybe
I just
he could be Satan.
That could be interesting. That could be an interesting choice for Satan.
It would be interesting. Okay. Yeah, let's kind of, for now, let's put that
I could
down.
see him as Job, though, too.
Oh,
boy, yeah.
Poor Brian.
Yeah.
I know.
That's putting him through a lot. That's putting him through a lot as Job.
He can do it, though.
Someone's got to do it.
I mean, I know he can do it, but...
I love the the idea of this many hours long or many parts long epic movie series that we're going to be producing. I love this. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the one who knocks. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, as I live forever, if I whet my glittering sword, my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my adversaries, will recompense those who hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood. My sword shall devour flesh with the blood of the slain. This is a great song, you guys. I love it.
Very interesting. I love that God was like, Moses. Oh my gosh. I came up with the best thing ever. Can't you just don't even worry. It's going to be amazing.
Everyone's going to be singing this one. Just trust me.
My sword shall devour flesh with the blood of the slain and the captives from the head of the leaders of the enemy. Wow. Rejoice, you nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, will render vengeance to his adversaries, will make expiation.
What's that? What's that word?
I have no idea.
I think it's like repayment or like paying one's debts. I'm guessing.
Yeah, the act of making amends or reparations for guilt or wrongdoing.
Yeah. What's
Good
up?
Job.
What's up, Latin and Greek roots?
Okay.
Didn't you get like 1,400 on your SATs or something?
I mean, 15, 20, but whatever. Yeah.
Jeez.
Ew, bye. Okay, bye. Keep going.
He will make expiation for his land, for his people. Moses came and spoke all the words of this song. Oh, I guess that's the end of the song. What a note to end on.
That came out of nowhere. Okay, hang on. So
expiation and song.
So
wow.
Okay, so, yeah,
that was it.
He will make expiation.
That was the song, all right.
First land for his people.
Started high. Ended low. We started with imagery of like dew falling on grass and ended with, my sword is going to rip your flesh out and going to drink your blood and expiation.
I mean, I have listened to songs that have a similar vein, right? Where it starts off kind of fun and then like gets real intense by the end. They're usually parody songs. Well, I mean, right now...
Like Evanescence? Evanescence? What is her name?
Evanescence, yeah, you got it. No, I mean, I guess what I'm thinking of is that it's the Japanese YouTube video with the penguin singing about like how nice their futon is, and then they get out of.
It's a parody song.
No, I know.
I'm meaning like legit songs, genuine songs.
Yeah, probably not as much.
No,
maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Can I read you?
All right, we still have
the message version of just those last couple verses here.
Yes.
Because this is pretty cool, actually. So starting from verse 40, I raise my hand in solemn oath, saying, "I'm always around. By that very life I promise, when I sharpen my lightning sword and execute judgment, I take vengeance on my enemies and pay back those who hate me. I'll make my arrows drunk with blood. My sword will gorge itself on flesh, feasting on slain and captive alike, the proud and vain enemy corpses."
And that's the end of the song?
Jesus. Goodness.
Okay, I gotta say, any song that mentions a lightning sword, that's
right.
That's a Grammy. Instagrammy.
Instant Grammy.
Instant Grammy. Yeah.
For you music producers listening, just throw that shit in your song. Instant Grammy.
Yeah.
Lightning sword. I love it.
And I like the idea of sharpening a lightning sword.
Yeah.
Too, right?
How do you even? You can't. I mean, it's electric boogie woogie woogie, so you can't like put it on like anything that's going to conduct the electricity. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you sharpen it?
Okay, but that reminds me of. Do you remember in the original Fantasia where they had that bit that was like the centaurs and all the Greek gods and the cherubs and stuff like that? Do you remember this?
Uh-huh.
That I remember Zeus.
I prefer Fantasia 2000, but sure.
They're both
they
great.
both got their merits. They're both great. We can have a screening sometime and discuss.
Drunk Fantasia.
And discuss in a panel. But I remember that Zeus, I always loved in that film that when Zeus starts throwing the lightning bolts, that for him it really is just these like objects he just like kind of tosses around.
Right.
You know, like there's that moment where he's getting into bed and he like suddenly gets pricked because there's like a lightning bolt in there and he just like knocks it off his bed and it's just like whatever.
Goodness.
I always liked that it like, you know, he's so powerful you can sharpen the lightning sword. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're all good. Okay.
All right.
Okay. End of the best song ever. Moses came and spoke all the words of this song in the ears of the people. He and Joshua, the son of Nun.
Did he go to each of them? Did he and Joshua go to every single person? He's like...
And every single person is like, well, this is a little conceptual at the end there, but okay, great.
Yeah. No, so I'm imagining, though, it's like a huge concert, right? Everybody showed up. Because this is like the big
I like
farewell concert.
Yeah.
And then also...
Farewell, Moses.
And then also Joshua's singing this too. I love too that like suddenly at the end they're like, oh yeah, Joshua sang it too.
He's the new blood.
Oh, see, I kind of like it like the end of Sound of Music, where it's like the concert, but like the Nazis are there, like getting ready to shuffle them away.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's like like this farewell concert.
Right. But then wait, but who's Joshua of Nun then in this?
Oh, probably Maria, I guess. I don't know.
But he sticks around though. They only take away Moses.
Wait, if he's Maria, then would
and all the Israelites are all the little Von Trapp children.
But who would Moses be? Would he be Captain
He's
Von
clearly
Trapp?
Captain Von Trapp, obviously.
Okay.
Christopher Plummer. Okay. Hello.
Oh, can you write him down real quick?
Okay. So this is what, like the vintage
old
version?
Moses. Oh yeah, okay, so he's old Moses is Christopher Von
Wait,
Plummer.
so young Moses is Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay, hang on. So young
Christopher Von Plummer is
old Moses is Christopher Plummer. I could totally see that. They could play each other.
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. Love it. We still got to find a place for Bryan Cranston. We'll keep that on the back burner. Okay.
Oh, don't you? He'll be around.
Maybe Job. Maybe Job. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Or Joseph or Joshua. I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, we haven't cast Joshua yet, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we
haven't really gotten to know him.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a whole book about him.
Okay.
But anyway, so Joshua was apparently singing like backups on that or something.
Yeah.
So this is like one of those things where like an older rock star pairs up with like a young new pop star to do a show together. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Like I can't think of a good. It would be
like Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga.
Beautiful. That's it.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Joshua's Lady Gaga.
Okay. Can I pitch? Yes. Can I pitch you that Joshua of Nun played by Lady Gaga? I think
no.
I think she would kill it.
I'm Sure. Okay, we're in the pitch meeting. We can put it out there, but I'm just saying we need to get to know this character a little bit more.
You're right.
A little bit more development before we can make
Joshua
decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moses made an end of speaking all these words to Israel. He said to them, "Set your heart to all the words which I testify to you this day, which you shall command your children to observe to do, even all the words of this law. For it is no vain thing for you." Sorry, my brain saw it as, for it ain't no vain thing for you. Okay. For it ain't no vain thing for you, because it is your life, and through this thing you shall prolong your days in the land where you go over the Jordan to possess it. Yahweh spoke to Moses that same day, saying, "Go up into this mountain of Abarim to Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho, and see the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel for a possession, and die on the mountain where you go up, and be gathered to your people, as Aaron your brother died on Mount Hor, and was gathered to his people.
Wow.
Because you trespassed against me in the midst of the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah of Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin. Because you didn't sanctify me in the midst of the children of Israel. For you shall see the land before you, but you shall not go there into the land which I give the children of Israel."
I'm sorry, man. That's pretty rough, you know?
Well, Emily,
yeah, that's kind of effed up.
This is the answer to that question that the woman asked you at the restaurant. Remember, she asked you, like, did you learn why, Moses? And this, like, Yahweh spells it out super clear-zos here. So it was.
So, okay, what did he do? He trespassed against him in the midst of the children of Israel. I don't remember when this was. The waters.
It was the waters thing where Yahweh told him, go speak to the rock to produce the waters. And instead of that, Moses went and struck the rock. And
I mean, I'm sorry, like, you know, there are two ways of producing the same thing. But he, like, did the wrong one.
Yeah.
He did the wrong one. Yes, and Yahweh never let go of it.
Yeah, he did the wrong one.
You didn't sanctify me in the midst of the children of Israel?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the same thing, that he didn't command it out just by speaking, that instead he hit it. And anyone can make water come out of a rock by hitting it. But, like,
obviously,
true power is if you can just talk to the rock and go, yo, water now, please. And it does it. So, you know, Yahweh had probably worked a while on that thing. You know, he'd been practicing, got it all down, and then he's like, Moses, do this. Moses didn't do it, and then Yahweh was like, okay, cool, this thing I prepared all this time for, that would have been my big break into show business, and now you've ruined it.
Okay. All right. Amazing.
Well, that was the end of the chapter.
That's it. Oh, is this? Yeah. Am I next?
Yep.
Is this me?
It's you.
All right. Before we go on to the next chapter of the Bible, we want to take a quick moment to talk about how this show gets made and how you can help ensure that this show keeps getting made. And the best way to do that is to become one of our supporters on Patreon. So on our Patreon, which is at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy, we have several tiers where you can help support this show, as well as getting a bunch of cool benefits. So the first is that even for just $1 a month, you can become a member of our Patreon, and that helps us to keep this show going, as well as getting you access to being able to comment on the Patreon page, as well as read comments that we make or that other members make. At $6 a month, you can be a parishioner, which lets you get access to our bonus episodes, which we record basically every week to go along with the episode. Sometimes
they're very fun.
Yeah, they're super fun to do. Sometimes these are like more in-depth analysis or research on something, or sometimes it's an interview with an expert. Sometimes it's just watching movies or musicals based on the Bible together and joking about them or commenting on them. And then at $12 a month, you can become a disciple. And with that, in addition to becoming part of the community, getting all the bonus episodes and anything else that we put out, you also get ad-free episodes, and they come out 2 days early. So you get to be cooler than all of your friends because you already know those Bible chapters 2 days before them. So then when you listen together with them, you can be like, I knew that.
I knew that, obviously. Duh. No question.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So in addition to this, we're also really trying to reach our goal of getting 300 patrons. So this is a very exciting goal because once we reach it, we can start releasing 2 Bible studies a week instead of 1. And that's amazing. I mean, it means that you and we do not need to wait as long between episodes. We don't have to wait as long to record multiple episodes. Y'all don't need to wait as long to get those multiple episodes. So it's a win-win-win, win-win for everyone.
Also, we would absolutely love to hear what you think of the show. So if you can take 2 minutes out of your day to go to iTunes or to Stitcher and leave us a review, we would love to hear from you. Is there a particular chapter that really moved you as you heard us drunkenly read it and make jokes about it?
Wow.
What's your background? Were you also raised atheist like Emily was, or were you raised in the church, in the Christian church like Jason and I were? Were you raised in a completely different religion? We want to know your thoughts. So again, go to iTunes or go to Stitcher and leave us a review. Let us know.
Okay, here we go. Deuteronomy 33. This is the blessing which Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. He said, Yahweh, come from Sinai, rose...
Yep,
thank you. This beer is strong. Kurt did warn me about that.
Yeah.
He said, Yahweh came from Sinai, rose from Seir to them. He shined forth from Mount Paran. He came from the 10,000s of holy ones. At his right hand was a fiery law for them.
I'm lost. 10,000s of holy ones?
Yeah, what is he
were there multiple
about?
Holies and he was like the most holiest of holy?
Oh,
that is strange. That is a weird... Anytime they reference or even hint at the multiplicity of divine beings, that is always a confusing day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does the message say?
It says,
or anything else say?
Yeah, the message says, he radiated light from Mount Paran, coming with 10,000 holy angels and tongues of fire streaming from his right hand, which is very different from, what was this? A fiery law for them. Very different imagery going on.
Just
here.
Tons of fire, just like fire for days, as far as the eye can see out of his right hand.
Yeah. Oh, hey, this is cool. The Lexham English Bible says that he came with myriads of holy ones, at his right hand a fiery law for them. Note, this pointing is very difficult. Here, HALOT 93 suggests
what?
quote, fire a law for them as a translation of the compound Hebrew word made up of fire plus law, which some translations render as a fiery law, as they did in the one that we're reading. So yeah, apparently it's like a Hebrew word that people are like, I don't know what to do with this.
I'm really glad it's not my job to be a Hebrew translator.
Yeah.
An ancient Hebrew translator.
So there was a fiery law, or there was fiery tongues, or there were fires. Other translations
fiery
just
tongues?
say like his warriors were next to him. So, something fiery based.
All right.
Okay. Yes, he loves the people. All his saints are in your hand.
All his bits belong to us.
I was thinking he's got all the saints in your hand.
In his hands.
They sat down at your feet. Everyone shall receive your words. Moses commanded us a law, an inheritance for the assembly of Jacob. I'm sorry, wait. Okay, good, yes.
God damn it, Emily. Every single freaking time.
So Moses...
Yes, correct.
So Moses is giving a blessing in which he states, Moses commanded us a law, an inheritance to the assembly of Jacob. He was king in Jeshurun when the heads of the people were gathered, all the tribes of Israel. Let Reuben live and not die, nor let his men be few.
My people go.
No, it's more just like, let you live. Let him live. That's all. I don't know. That's a great blessing. It's just, I hope you live.
Okay.
Maybe we're going to go through all of them. So this is Reuben, right? So let Reuben live and not die, nor let his men be few. This is the blessing of Judah. And he said, Hear, Yahweh, the voice of Judah. Bring him to his people. With his hands he contended for himself. You shall be a help against his adversaries. Of Levi he said, Your Thummim and your Ummim are with the godly one.
Urim.
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 Yes.
Thummim
Urim.
and Urim are with your godly one,
which, for those of you who don't know, if you haven't been listening to the beginning, you haven't been listening at all.
Or if you're me and I have no idea what they are, please remind me.
Of course, the Thummim and the Urim, they were the divining tools of the priests.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back from Exodus, right? Is when we first saw those.
Yes.
Also, supposedly, were involved with the glasses that maybe Joseph Smith used to read the tablets in Mormonism. Were also the Urim and Thummim, Urim and Thummim. Anyway, whom you did prove at Massa, with whom you did strive at the waters of Meribah. Who said of his father and of his mother, I have not seen him. Neither did he acknowledge his brothers.
I ain't seen him. Shit.
Nor knew he his own children, for they have observed your word. Keep your covenant. I don't understand any of what just happened.
I don't know
keep going.
Whom you did prove at Massa, with whom you did strive. Okay,
this is all about Levi, the priests, right now.
Yes, but he said that you strived with. Is it you strived with Massa? Can we find another translation?
Okay, fine.
Always.
I'm going to look up our good buddy the message here. What verse is this? This is
9, 10,
8. Let's say 8 through 8 and 10.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, 8 and 9. Verses 8 and 9.
Verse 8. Levi, let your Thummim and Urim belong to your loyal saint, the one you tested at Massa, whom you fought with at the waters of Meribah, who said of his father and mother, I no longer recognize them. He turned his back on his brothers and neglected his children because he was regarding your sayings and watching over your covenant. What?
Okay, this feels like a piece of history that we just glossed over.
Yeah,
like there was some kind of falling out the Levites had with maybe this other clan.
It feels like this is maybe talking about Aaron passing this over to, who's the new guy? I keep forgetting. Manasseh? No.
What do you mean the new guy?
The new priest.
His son.
The new priest after Aaron. The new son.
Oh, wasn't it like Ephraim?
Yes.
Or something?
It was one of the two.
Was it?
Manasseh or Ephraim. I don't know which one.
No, Manasseh was one of the sons
Or is it
of
Eleazar?
Joseph.
Is it Eleazar?
Eleazar. Yes, Eleazar the priest.
What?
Yes, we got there. Yeah, okay, so...
Cool.
So he neglected his family, I guess, to observe your word and keep your covenant. Yes, clearly something we missed. They shall teach Jacob your ordinances, Israel your law. They shall put incense before you, whole burnt offerings on your altar. Bless Yahweh his substance.
Bless
his substance, accept the work of his hands. Smite through the loins of those who rise up against him. Oh. Do you remember smiting through the loins? Do you remember when we did that?
Of course. How can I forget smiting through the loins with a spear?
Smite straight
through the loins.
Smite through the loins of those who rise up against him, of those who hate him, that they not rise again. Cool. So smiting through the loins. Love it. That was Levi. Of Benjamin, he said, the beloved of Yahweh shall dwell in safety by him. He covers him all the day long. He dwells between his shoulders. Okay.
Oh, like a backpack.
Oh, like a little Yahweh backpack.
Or like that really intense feeling that you feel between your shoulders all the time because you're really tense.
Because you sit at the computer recording podcasts all day. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you're
I know it well.
Yeah.
I know it too well.
Of Joseph, he said, blessed of Yahweh be his land, for the precious things of the heaven, for the dew, for the deep that couches beneath, for the precious things of the fruits of the sun, for the precious things of the growth of the moons.
The growth of the moons, huh?
What?
Was that like mushrooms? The growth of the moons?
Oh.
For the chief things of the ancient mountains, for the precious things of the everlasting hills, for the precious things of the earth and the fullness of it, the good will of him who lived in the bush.
Okay, sorry. Pause. I'm just saying, if I'm Reuben, literally all Reuben got was, I hope you live. And I hope you got a lot of people.
Right.
And then here's Joseph, and it's just like, this poetry.
Well, of course. I mean,
people
Joseph
living
is
in bushes
the chosen
and first
boy.
the sun, and And then for Joseph, you get all this poetry, all this beautiful...
Yeah, of course.
Symbols and words.
He's the chosen boy. Okay, everybody loves
boy.
Joseph. He's not even alive anymore. These people aren't even alive anymore. But like, his tribe is the chosen tribe now.
Okay, can I pitch you on Will Smith as Joseph?
Oh,
Whoa.
yes. Love it. Everybody loves Will Smith.
As Joseph, like with the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes. Check it out, though. One of Will Smith's kids can play young Joseph when he's getting sold off, and then Will Smith plays the older one. That would be so cool.
Love it. Or they could just do, like, Gemini Man, and they could make a younger version of him.
Yeah.
CGI. Although it would be cool if Jaden, or whatever is Jaden,
yeah.
Yeah.
Could do it.
Yeah, no, that'd be super cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So put him down. Yeah. Joseph is Will Smith. So but it reminds me of the same thing when Jacob was giving his what was it? His prophecies or whatever about all of his sons before he died.
Yeah.
It was the same thing.
Oh yeah.
It was like some of them got like, you're gonna step on snakes, and then another one's gonna
break your mother's back.
Yeah. Step on a snake, break your mother's back. That old saying. And then,
I love it.
And, and then other sons, he went on and on about how great they are, such as Joseph.
Oh, of course. And maybe Benny.
Ben Joes, yeah, he
Jets.
got some good stuff. Benny and the Jets. To the Jets, may they be blessed. Okay.
Okay.
Where do we leave off? The goodwill of him who lived in the bush. I don't understand what that's about. Let the blessing come on the head of Joseph, on the crown of his head, of him who was separate from his brothers. The firstborn of his herd, majesty is his. We're still going with Joseph. His horns...
Lord.
The firstborn of his herd. I wonder if they're actually referring to... Was it Manasseh was the firstborn? And then the other kid was the other one?
Joseph's herd?
Yeah. So remember Joseph's tribe got split into two? There was Manasseh and
Ephraim?
No, that was the Levites.
Yes, Ephraim. Yes.
Wait.
Because Aaron's son is Eleazar.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we covered this just a second ago.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Kurt, for this beer.
See, Dedeker, I am not the only one who doesn't know what the hell we're talking about half the time. Okay? Thanks.
The firstborn of his herd, the majesty is his. His horns are the horns of the wild ox. With them he shall push the peoples, all of them, even the ends of the earth. They are the 10,000s of Ephraim. They are the thousands of Manasseh. Okay, got it. If I just read a little further, would have gotten covered. Of Zebulun, he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out. Issachar, in your tents.
And that's it, by the way.
Issachar, go back
Not going to talk.
Go to your room. They shall call the peoples to the mountain. They shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall suck the abundance of the seas.
Ugh.
The hidden treasures of the sands.
I'm sorry. I don't know about all y'all, but I do not want to suck any seas, and I do not want to suck any sand.
Listen, this is sad to me because we are like sucking the abundance of the seas. We're making the seas all sad and sick. Yeah. And, God called it. Not only did God call it, he told them to do it.
He encouraged it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that, God. Okay.
Well, was he encouraging it? Or, this is Moses now. Was he encouraging this, or was he just kind of prophesying? I don't know.
Come on, everything that Moses says is because of God.
Well, I mean...
Right?
That's what he wants us to think, yeah. This is part of the nuance that I think Benedict Cumberbatch slash who was the other Christopher Plummer is going to bring to this role.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
The
Christopher
nuance
Plummer at this point.
Where us as the audience, we don't know. And that's the beauty of it. Okay. Yeah, Gad, I'm putting a lot of stock in our actors to portray the story that's not here. Of Gad, he said, "Blessed be he who enlarges Gad." He dwells.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna leave that right there. He dwells as a lioness, tears the arm. Yes, the crown of the head. Those are not the same thing. What? He provided the first part for himself, for there was the lawgiver's portion reserved. He came with the heads of the people. He executed the righteousness of Yahweh, his ordinances with Israel. Of Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's whelp that leaps forth.
Is that a compliment?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a compliment or no?
I also didn't understand any of what I just said in that previous one. The lawgiver's portion reserved. I really have no idea. I'm gonna say it's like that because this is I guess this is a blessing, not a song anymore. I was gonna say it was like that American Pie song, where everyone has all these theories about all the meaning behind all the different lines, even though it kind of sounds like nonsense. And that Don McLean, right? He's the one who wrote that. That he in interviews when people have asked him about the meaning of stuff, he's like, I'm not going to tell anyone the meaning of stuff because they've come up with the cooler stuff than I ever did. So
there you go.
I'm going to leave it as that.
Love it.
Yeah. Of Dan, he said, Dan is a lion's whelp that leaps forth from Bashan. That's all he gets. Of Naphtali, he said, Naphtali, satisfied with favor, full with the blessing of Yahweh, possess you the west and the south. Cool. Of Asher, he said, blessed be Asher with children. Let him be acceptable to his brothers.
He's acceptable.
Let him dip his foot in oil.
Excuse me?
I don't know.
Paraffin, like paraffin oil. He's getting pedicures.
Oh, okay, good.
Maybe Asher.
He's making one of those things that you make at the fair where you dip your hand in like the wax.
Oh, that's cool too. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Your bars shall be iron and brass.
Sick bars.
Sick bars. You're going to drop bars. As your days, so shall your strength be. There is none like God, Jeshurun, who rides on the heavens for your help in his excellency on the skies. Now I just got like Bill and Ted vibes with the riding on the heavens and being excellent to each other.
Most excellently.
The eternal God is your dwelling place. Underneath are the everlasting arms. With arms wide open. He thrust out the enemy from before you, said, destroy.
Like a robot, like a killer robot. Just destroy, period.
Destroy.
Exterminate. Israel dwells in safety. The fountain of Jacob alone. Emily?
Jacob!
There we go.
No. It's her responsibility to screech Jacob. We do not need a reminder. I'm sorry.
I figured I got one in. I didn't need to do like multiple.
She got her quota in.
The fountain of Jacob alone, in a land of grain and new wine. Yes, his heavens drop down dew. That had to have been a slang of the time. It's like
drop down dude.
Yeah.
Like making it rain.
It's like making it rain or dropping bars or having it on fleek. It's got to be one of those like it was only during, 420 BC that was the slang. Happy are you?
420 blaze it.
I didn't even do that on purpose, but you're right. That's good.
Well.
Happy are you, Israel. Who is like you, a people saved by Yahweh, the shield of your help, the sword of your excellency?
Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Pokemon Sword and Shield be excellent to each other, Yahweh Said So. Your enemies shall submit themselves to you. You shall tread on their high places.
Jeez. Oh, God.
So I'm writing down Pokemon Sword and Shield.
They make an appearance.
Who's gonna make an appearance
excellent to each other, Yahweh Says So. Because maybe is that like the greenlit title, a working title of our film?
Oh, I love it.
I love it. That's good.
We might have some issues with using Pokemon, but if we have enough money to hire all these celebrities, we can probably deal with licensing issues.
What if we had the with the Pikachu from Pokemon Pikachu Detective Agency? Peek. Make a little cameo in our movie, then it'd be okay. Because it'd be,
But who would Pikachu play? Who would Pikachu / Ryan Reynolds play?
Who would Pikachu play?
You're right. That's a good question.
Is Pikachu playing someone?
Yeah, Pikachu's got to
be a cameo.
Because it's a story of the Bible. He's got to be in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Is he not just like playing as Pikachu? He's gonna be just Pikachu, detective.
No, he's got to play some. No, because there's no Pikachus in this story. Like he's got to play something.
But there could be.
It's right here. It's right here. He shows up right at this verse when the shield of your help and the sword of your excellency, and he comes in. He's like, "Pika peek, sword and shield," and then
then bounces.
No, I want him to have an actual role. We can think about it.
Okay,
I'm gonna write it down.
Okay, we'll think about it.
Wow.
So Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu playing so and so.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
Pikachu. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
I've now switched over to Lost Coast Brewery Double IPA Fog Cutter. It's the end, everyone. So I felt like I needed a new beer for this.
Yeah. No, I mean this is
me some Lost Coast.
This is a long episode.
Oh boy, that's good.
This is a long episode, but it's a finale, so it's okay. This is what you expect from finales. I just listened to a finale season of a podcast that was like 2.5 hours long. So really,
this isn't going to be that long.
Consider yourselves lucky. Consider yourselves lucky.
We're not talking at you for 2.5 hours.
All right, Emily.
All right, but here we are at the finale, Deuteronomy 34.
And then we're going to do a
bonus.
And we're going to do a psalm at the end, right?
A bonus psalm.
Yes,
yeah,
and
a bonus psalm.
Okay.
But here's the end of Deuteronomy. Okay. Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, finding Nebo, to the top of Pisgah.
Rock the Pisgah.
That is over, rock the Pisgah. That is over against Jericho. Yahweh shown him all the land of Gilead to Dan, and all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah to the hinder sea and the south and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, to Zoar. I don't know why that tickles me. So he showed him Los Angeles. Okay.
Right.
Yahweh said to him, "This is the land which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, I will give it to your seed. I have caused you to see it with your eyes, but you shall not go over there." Let me reiterate, Moses, in case you forgot the first 75 times. You're not going. You're going to die. Got it? Cool. So Moses, the servant of Yahweh, died there. Oh, what? That was Emily, really anticlimactic.
This is your moment, Emily. This is the thing you've been looking forward to for months now.
Raise a glass to Moses. Jeez. So Moses, the servant of Yahweh, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of Yahweh. He buried him in the... I'm sorry, for a minute I was like, he buried himself in the valley? How did he do that? He got a plot of land and dug it up and then threw himself in and was like, okay, I'll put this over me and then I'll die eventually. Jeez.
Wait, so Yahweh buried him. Interesting. Okay.
Did he?
Well, that's what it seems to be, right?
I don't know.
Yahweh said this, and then
it just says he buried him.
It's got to be Yahweh burying Moses.
Whoa, that's very specific and nice.
This is a cool. Okay. Picture this. This is a cool moment in the film, right? Where we've all seen Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson through this whole thing, and we've wondered, is he real? Can anyone else see him? Is it only Moses that sees him? That sort of thing. And then here we have this very intimate, touching scene with the two of them, where Christopher Plummer dies, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is burying him, but we still are left with that question of who buried him? I don't know. Was it The Rock? I don't know. Did this ever happen? If a Moses gets buried by Yahweh in the forest and no one sees it, did it happen? Kind of a thing.
Yeah, great question. I don't know. Well, apparently he did. So he buried him in the valley in the land of Moab over against Beth Peor. But no man knows of his tomb to this day. Oh, there you go, Jace. There you go. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I love how they have this contingency plan. Whoever wrote this was just in case, somehow the seas shift or something, and trees get planted over the grave. We're just going to say that nobody knew where the hell it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. His natural force.
I think that means he could still get it on.
I think that's what that means.
Oh. Wow. Wait, what does the message say? Come on.
The message says, his eyesight was sharp. He still walked with a spring in his step, which I still think could be a euphemism. That still means the same thing. I'm really curious if there's any other translations that
seriously
natural force. Nor his natural vigor diminished.
Still the same meaning.
Like same thing. Exactly.
What else you got? What else you got?
Okay, here's a weird one. His eye was not dim, neither were his teeth moved.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Here we go.
Like his teeth had not fallen out. He did not need dentures.
This one's from Young's literal translation. His eye hath not become dim, nor hath his moisture fled. Now, if that's not a euphemism, I don't know.
That's pretty gross. That's more a euphemism for a woman.
Yeah, his moisture hadn't fled. Oh, like he didn't get all dried up and.
No, I'm thinking,
correct.
His moisture, his moist.
But now it's not fun anymore, James.
Now you're grossed
It's not
out.
fun anymore. It's gross.
Can I give you some other weird ones?
It's definitely gross.
Like Tyndale?
Sure.
Okay.
And Moses was 20 year old when he
XXX Gossip Girl.
Girl. When he died, and yet his eyes were not dim, nor his cheekies abated.
His cheekies.
His cheekies. Oh, what? How cute! I
How
love
is that spelled?
Chekes. His checkies.
Chekes. His checkies.
Checkies. His cheeks.
Like his is like his
cheeks. I think his cheeks.
His
chi.
I think what he's trying to say is, I think that the gist is that he was 120 years old, but like he could still see good, and he hadn't, like, he still looked like in his 90s at most. You know, like he still had like fleshy, moist cheeks. And
this is just going from bad to worse.
Okay. All right. So, verse 8, the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping in the morning for Moses were ended. Okay. It happened. It's over.
It's done. We got it.
Yeah. Joshua the son of Nun was full of spirit and wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. Okay.
Keep going.
And the children, and the children of Israel listened to him and did as Yahweh commanded Moses. There has not arisen a prophet since in Israel like Moses, whom Yahweh knew face to face, in all the signs and the wonders which Yahweh sent him to do in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh, and to all his servants, and to all his land, and in the mighty hand, and in all the great terror which Moses worked in the sight of all of Israel.
Whoa.
Of all Israel.
That's
it? Okay,
end.
Cool.
No, like...
That was, like, really quick. It was such a short ending.
But, like... But listen to that, though, right? That there's not arisen a prophet since in Israel like Moses who knew Yahweh face to face. Right? Who, like...
Yeah, so what is that about? Like, because what about Jesus?
I mean, we're so many years ahead, and I don't want to go there. But, like, I will... There's maybe a spoiler, I guess. I don't know. But in the stories of Jesus, like, Yahweh never shows up. God doesn't show up, and like there's not like, and then God talked to Jesus and said this thing, at least in the narrative, right? Like that's not how it's
also Jesus
portrayed.
Is considered to be like an extension of God, not necessarily a prophet of God.
Potentially, depending on how you read it. Yeah,
potentially, yes.
But yeah, no, I guess
he's not the son of God.
That's also, it's all up for debate. We'll get there, Emily. Just have patience.
Emily's like really eager to force Jesus into all these things.
It's like Revelation and Jesus. Emily, like those are the two things. She's like, I want to get to these.
How many years is it going to be before we get there? Like,
let's not talk about that. Let's not run the numbers on that. Let's not talk about that.
Okay. Let's just be in the moment here. And Emily, you have a psalm to read us now, right?
Yeah, Psalm 91. All right. I don't know what's going to happen here, but we're gonna see. Why do they also have the Psalms are these like chronologically when they were written?
Well, no. So that's what we're starting to learn about this quote unquote chronological reading plan, is that I do think though, like where they put Job, that did make sense of like chronologically it was probably written around this time versus like the beginning of Genesis or whatever, I guess. But it seems like as the chronological reading plan goes on, it's more about these are like callbacks that happen further on in the Bible that we're going to have you read now so that you recognize that it's a callback.
Right. Okay. So like with this psalm, this might be something that later on was a song that referenced something about what we just read, or maybe it was written at this time, but like we don't really know that. We don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's highly unlikely it was actually written at this time. I think it's just that this psalm references
so
the events that we just read about.
So
interesting. Okay.
So what I'm hoping for here is that the psalm is like a better written version of the song that Yahweh gave Moses to sing to everybody with Joshua.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. Okay. I guess we'll find out.
So sing it.
Here we go.
Us.
I'm not going to sing it. Psalm 9. It's my day off. I'm not singing today. Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Like on the dollar bill. Kind of. Yeah. For He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler, from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you up with His pinions. I thought that said ponies for a moment. Under His wings, you will take refuge. His truth is a shield and a buckler. You will not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that wastes at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look with your eyes and see the reward of the wicked. For you, Yahweh, are my refuge. You have made the Most High your habitation. No evil shall happen to you, neither shall any plague come near your dwelling. For He will give His angels charge. Angels.
No, it was so beautiful and so smooth up to that point.
It's great because my littlest brother, when he was a tiny baby, was already like messaging me on AIM or whatever it was, because kids these days, am I right? Anyway,
because you're the oldest of the millennials.
Yep. I am the oldest of the millennials, and he would write to me in messages calling me like his angle, meaning you're my angel, about like if I did something nice, he'd be like, oh, my angle. And anyway, so anytime I hear that, I just think of him when he was, he must have been, I don't know, 8 or something when he was sending these. It was very cute.
That's very sweet. I love it. So yeah, that's what happened right there.
Yes.
For He will give His angels charge over you, to guard you in all your ways. They will bear you up in their hands, so that they won't dash your foot against a stone.
So that you won't dash.
So that you won't dash your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and cobra. You will trample the young lion and the serpent underfoot.
Okay.
Because He is set...
Sorry. I can understand like
trampling
on a serpent. I'm like, I get it. It sounds dangerous, but I get it. But like trampling a lion? Like what?
That's probably not something you want to like be engaging in at all. I don't know. Because He has set His love on me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high because he has known my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him, and I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. I will satisfy him with long life and show him my salvation.
All right.
Aww.
Yeah.
We did it.
End.
I got a little bit of like a Breakfast Club vibe at the end. Like I will.
How so?
I will be with him in trouble. Okay. It's like we're all in detention together, me and Yahweh, and.
Oh, that's cute. You know. Who's playing Molly Ringwald in this
Molly
scenario?
Ringwald, obviously.
Yeah, no, she's still playing herself, But who's Yahweh? I guess, you know what? I love it. I love it if Yahweh is
Judd Hirsch.
No, I was thinking actually Yahweh would be oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. The Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yes, thank you. That's the one.
I got you.
Yahweh is Anthony Michael Hall. Wouldn't that be cool? He's like the timid little kid.
Can I be Ali Sheedy? I love her. I am her.
Yeah, no, I'm into it. Yeah. So
see, I remember when, I felt like Dedeker was Molly Dedeker was Molly Ringwald, and I was Ali Sheedy, and Jace was, I don't know, you were probably Emilio Estevez, let's be honest.
Okay, so this will be our cameo in the movie, right?
Cool. Great.
During this psalm, when we have this like weird reference, this weird, we'll call it an homage to be artsy, but this weird homage to the Breakfast Club where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I guess, is still playing the part
Yahweh
of Yahweh.
Or is he playing Judd Hirsch?
Right, but then we're the other kids who are in detention while he's Anthony Michael Hall, and we're all there in this
Who's
sort of
Anthony Michael Hall?
Yahweh, that's Yahweh. That's The Rock.
We're really okay, sorry. We're really losing the thread here. Okay. I'm really getting confused.
My movie apparently is much more like art school, film school.
100%.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
But with like Hollywood level budget and star power behind it. So
great. Right. Perf.
So basically I'm like gosh, I'm drunk. I can't remember names now. Emily, who's that director that I don't like who has big actors play stupid stuff?
Terrence Malick.
Thank you. That's Terrence the one. I'm like the Terrence Malick. I've become Terrence Malick. Making weird artsy movies.
Not ever become Terrence Malick. But I will say that thank you, everyone. Thank you for being on this Deuteronomy journey with us. It's been a time. It's been fun. It's been not fun at times. It's been a little awkward at times. But you know what? We got there. We are through another book. And I always feel like we've accomplished so much once we get to this place. It's really incredible.
It is a good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So what's next? Joshua. Is Joshua considerably shorter? We're through the Torah now, too. So, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, we finished. This is it. This is, right? We said this is the finale of Deuteronomy. It's also the finale of the Torah.
It's the finale of the Torah.
The finale.
Joshua is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes.
Whoa. That's like nothing.
Okay. Yeah. That's nothing in comparison, nothing. Right? How many?
It's nothing.
How many episodes was Dudos?
We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 episodes.
Okay.
Just for some perspective.
So almost half.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. All right. I'm looking forward to this breakneck pace that we're going to have with Joshua.
Yeah.
And we just got the like passing of the torch, right? It was like Eric Clapton doing a show with Justin Bieber, and like now Joshua, the Justin Bieber of this show, is showing up, and now we get a book about him.
Maybe that's not very nice to Joshua, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe Justin Bieber's fine.
I don't know. I love little Justin. Anyway.
Oh, little Justin. Okay. All right. Well, with that, we will see you around the amazing group, our Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship, and yeah.
We also have some toasts to give to our newest patrons.
Oh boy.
Yeah, our newest disciples, we'll call them. Maybe that's sacrilegious. I don't know.
No, yeah, our newest disciples. The first one, this one, is to Michael. Michael, oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that a John Travolta? Was he Michael?
He was, yeah. Good callback.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you. Thank you, Michael, for being our angel and being amazing. And supporting our show. We so appreciate it.
Cheers,
so here's to you.
Cheers to Michael.
Yeah. Clinky!
Cheers to
Wait,
Michael.
I got it.
Clinkety.
There's that Foley you were looking for.
Thank you.
And then we have another toast as well. We need to give a shout out and toast to Angie, who has also said hi to us in our Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship group. Also an angel.
Yeah, like Angels Michael and Angel Angie. I love this.
Okay. All right, cheers to you, Angie,
so
as well.
much.
Thank you so much for supporting.
All right, and speaking of which, we were just talking with Angie in our Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group, which is open to everybody. If you love the show, come there and check it out on Facebook, Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship, where we share memes and random observations and little jokes, and maybe we'll get your input on who we should cast in this Drunk Bible Study movie. If you yourself want a toast on the show, then sign up to become one of our parishioners at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. Thank you for joining us for Drunk Bible Study today. If you want even more, including ad-free episodes, early releases, and those personal toasts I talk about, become a patron at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoyed the show, take a moment to subscribe, and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. Find us on Twitter at DrunkBibleCast, on Instagram at DrunkBibleStudy, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. The theme song for the Book of Deuteronomy is Truth in the Stones by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book club. Whoa. He's got a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional shit.